Good morning, everyone. I'm Kenzie Bok. I'm the Boston Housing Authority Administrator. Delighted to welcome you all here today. This is a really exciting day for us. The BHA Police are just a critical part of the Boston Housing Authority ecosystem. They are a key support for our residents, and we think a real model for what 21st policing should look like. It's great to have great people, but those people need a home. And so this is what we're going to talk about today. What's behind me is our police station, which has been more than a year in the making transformation, and we're just so excited to have gotten to this moment today. I want to lead with just a couple of context points so that everybody can understand what this means for the BHA. The BHA Back in the 90s, the federal government cut money for housing authority police, and the BHA department started to slowly attrit, sort of towards nothing, and in fact got down to like 4 officers total at one point in the not too distant past. I think what the BHA was hearing again and again from residents in that period was that they wanted the BHA police liaison to the Boston Police Department. They wanted people who walked, the beat of our developments, knew residents by name, could help troubleshoot issues with housing, could recognize something that was really a maintenance issue. Hey, we need more light here, and kind of make the connection that part of folks feeling like they're really safe at home is about that BHA role in public safety. And so under my predecessor, Kate Bennett, who is with us here today, Chief Shumaine Benford really became the kind of critical catalyst for re-envisioning how the BHA police could transform and grow again in a way that, again, really reflected 21st century policing and the kind of 21st century housing provision that the BHA strives to achieve. And so really excited that since then, the department has rebuilt. Today, I just want to list out their names because they are precious to us, each of them. In addition to the chief behind me, we've got the deputy chief, Dean Jenkins. We've got Sergeants Al Riva, Joe Kintagas, Karen Ahern, and Charles Keller. And we've got our police officers, Ames Stephen, Matthew Malaiko, Jacob Russell, Alex Rodriguez, and Ali Awad. Can we give them all a big applause? And also our accreditation manager, Elaine Napolitano, is here with us too. Critical force. And very exciting for the BHA today. You may have heard that I just read out 11 names all told, including the chief and the deputy chief. We've got 5 more folks in the academy who are set to graduate in January, and actually 3 of them are with us here today. So Sarah, Cole, and Carlos. And we've got Kevin and Alex coming as well. For the BHA, obviously that represents more than 50% growth in our officers. And what we're excited about is that we have 60 developments all over the city, and our goal is to really have enough officers to be liaisons for every neighborhood and every area of the city. This is a department that works in partnership with the Boston Police. Which is the primary provider of emergency response. But we really feel, like I said, that it's, when you think about the history of community safety and public housing, there have been many times in the history of Boston and cities across America where public housing has become a kind of no-go zone, and people have not seen our public housing residents as city residents who really need and are entitled to the same kind of community safety as every other resident. And I really think of the BHA police as leading the way on that. And so, like I said, they really deserve a great home. Because of some other real estate stuff, they lost their prior home. And so over the course of the last year, an incredible BHA team has been working in-house to completely transform this building behind me. So a shout out to Capital Construction, led by Rondi Holland. We've got Brian McCaffrey, who's been the rep on site. Ray Plant's whole crew, I think a bunch of them are here. Mike Maffeo and Sean Malone as electricians. Jerry's our laborer. We've got George Perry, I think, the carpenter, and Paul O'Brien, the plumber. So this is an all BHA staff team that has completely transformed this building behind me. It basically, if you imagine those bricks but a lot less windows, and inside kind of a disused garage space. That's what we were dealing with. When folks can take a tour afterwards, you'll see the before pictures. But the after is really a purpose purpose-designed space to make sure that our officers have a good place to come back, to write reports, to strategize, to keep equipment securely, and critically, post-police reform and the passage of the Massachusetts Police Reform Bill, this department has been on an incredible journey for a small non-municipal department to accreditation and certification. And so I mentioned Elaine, who's been working with our folks. We did achieve that certification recently. Like I said, very few police departments in the country, in the state, that aren't kind of the core municipal police departments have achieved that. And there's a bunch of standards about how space is laid out and equipment is stored that are important to reaching that. And so this space is also really important to that journey. For me, it's just a great story about kind of where we're going, and really the key architect of all of that, standing behind me, has been Chief Benford, who is the first person when we are dealing with public safety challenges at the BHA. He's the first person to involve, whether it's social services, folks who can help people with addiction, folks who can help people get more resources. He's a huge advocate for youth programming. I think I saw Isaac Yablo, who's working on sort of how to counter violence across the city here, who's a great partner with us. Shu is somebody who embodies how the police can be one piece in a large web of folks who support our residents, and that leadership shows at the top and trickles the whole way down. So we're really thrilled about today. And I just want to thank everyone in BHA Police, everyone at CCD, everyone here at the site. This is South Street. It's a very precious state public housing site for us, and the maintenance and management folks here at South Street have done a lot to prepare for today, and they also do a lot for taking care of our residents every day. In addition to all the folks I mentioned before, here we've got Wilma, we've got Richie Harrison, our PMS, we've got Lisa Frazier, who's somewhere here, there she is, who's our manager extraordinaire here. Lamondo's our super. Tony's our SAL. I think we've got Walter and David have been doing a ton of work. There were a lot more leaves on the ground before you all got here. The operations leadership, the Capitol leadership, the BHA Police leadership, all of them work in partnership with our resident leaders. So Analia Gray, who would have been representing the South Street Task Force here today, sadly wasn't able to be with us, but I want to give a huge shout out to the task force. They recently had an election, and they're just like a great involved set of residents here at South Street who also work with the whole community. And then we've also got represented here, you'll hear from her in a bit, Matilda Drayton is representing our monitoring committee. The BHA was the first housing authority in the country to have a tenant majority committee leading it, and so we're really glad to have Matilda's voice in a few moments. And I was actually just last night with our resident advisory board. I see Concetta here, who also represents that. So yeah, can we give a round of applause for Concetta and the RAB too? So yeah, like I said, at BHA, we really try to be housing that is not just for residents, but is also by residents in terms of how the community here is shaped. And one of the things we consistently hear from our residents is wanting to be real partners in public safety. And that fundamentally is our orientation around this department. And so it means a lot to us to have it here in community with the residents, an accessible kind of visible building that people know about. And so I'm sure I've left somebody out of my thank yous. As you can see, this is an all BHA operation to get to this moment today. I see Raul, I see, I'm gonna run out of list of names. I think we're very honored today to have Sergeant Richie Forrester with us. He's a retired member of the BHA Police Force. He's also a veteran and gonna raise the flag for us in a moment. But he's also been working with our recruits in the academy. So that's just a real example of how this is a community, it's a BHA family, and we're just so happy to see it go from strength to strength and continue to grow. And in the spirit of continuing to grow, I'm very, very grateful to Mayor Michelle Wu for her support of this. I mentioned those 5 folks in the academy. That's city funded. It was the city that came up with the money for us to grow the department in that way and support those folks in the academy. And at the same time, the city was coming up with money for more youth programming at BHA. So I feel like when we talk about this kind of holistic approach to public safety and community safety, the BHA is proud to be leading on this, but the one who's really leading the way and supporting us on every aspect of the endeavor is Mayor Michelle Wu. So very excited to introduce her for another exciting announcement.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you so much for all that you do every single day. Thank you so much for joining us today and for all the work that went into this beautiful space. If you, well, I know we'll all get a chance to go inside, and some have already been here, but to see the transformation is breathtaking in just for the city of Boston and for all construction projects, a pretty short time frame that this got done. And so that doesn't happen by accident. And I just want to echo the tremendous thank you. And we know this is going to pay off so much in terms of benefits to our residents, both in the community policing and safety and opportunity, but also that closer connection when our workforce and our team members have the spaces that they deserve. So thank you to Kenzie Bok, our BHA administrator. She's been a long-standing leader in the city when it comes to issues around housing, around making sure that all of our residents see and feel the opportunities that Boston has to offer, and I couldn't be more grateful for her leadership in this role, steering a whole lot more in terms of housing policy around the city. She is stepping into big shoes of her predecessor, and so we're so thankful that Kate did end up coming back after her long sabbatical. And has also agreed to stay very busy with us as a member of the BPDA board, helping to steer housing investments and making sure that people will be at the center of that. So thank you, Kate, for all that you've done for our city. When we were convening the RAB and the monitoring committee around making this very difficult decision of what would happen next and how to manage the transition, the first thing that people said was, we want to keep doing what Kate was doing, which was focus on our residents, focus on making sure BHA is the model of what cities can do. And so we definitely see that, and are very lucky to have Kenzie continuing that alongside our incredible resident leaders who are here today. And to our BHA police officers, you are the heroes in our community. You're the smiles that our young people grow up looking forward to, the comforting presence that makes our seniors and our residents feel like they belong and are home in the city. And you're also the first people that we call in times of need, in times of celebration. And so to hold all of that together in sort of one community takes so much, and we want to do everything we can to continue growing your ranks, because I know and have heard loud and clear from the folks behind me that to do what you have been doing on such a stretch so thin across so many developments has taken a toll on you, on your families, and I just want to recognize that with the deepest respect and gratitude. Welcome the incoming members of the Academy, and we're going to keep going. So thank you to everyone. I also want to recognize, as was mentioned, the great work that Dr. Yavlo does in coordinating all of us across the city. And then, of course, our Boston Police Commissioner, Commissioner Michael Cox, for making sure that all of these pieces fit together. And we're so lucky to be under your leadership as well. I want to focus for a minute on Chief Shumeen Benford. He's served our city in various public safety positions for a long time, for over a decade. He's been first Deputy Chief of Public Safety with the Boston Public Health Commission, then a detective with the Boston Police Department, and then Chief of the city's Office of Emergency Management for the last 5 years. Thanks to Chief Benford and his team at the Office of Emergency Management, our city and citizens and residents have been prepared for anything that's come our way. For those same 5 years, he has been pulling double duty as chief of the Boston Housing Authority's police force, doing this work expertly, making sure that our BHA residents are safe and supported, and advocating all along the way for the resources that are needed to do this well and to do this in a way that's sustainable for our workforce. I still have the binder of materials that Chief Benford put together to make the case for the investments that we are starting to see come in today and what will continue to follow. His dedication to all of our residents shines through in everything that he does for us, and I am so excited to celebrate his new role. So I'm very proud to announce that over the next few months, Chief Benford will transition to full-time Chief of BHA Police. Now, we're similar to Kate, we're not letting him go that quickly. He'll continue serving and supporting as Chief of Emergency Management to ensure a successful transition until after this next year's Boston Marathon in 2024. And in that time, we will work together and get his advice and guidance on filling the emergency management role to ensure that our city continues to be prepared for all that may come. Since 2020, Chief Benford has been working on stabilizing and growing BHA's police department through a 3-year plan, the culmination that we're celebrating today. And under the leadership of Chief Benford, Kate Bennett, and now Kenzie Bok, as well as our residents and advocates, this department has not only been rebuilt, but also redefined through a lens of equity and community. This past June, the BHA Police Department received certifications from the Massachusetts Police Accreditation Commission, demonstrating their dedication to professionalism, equity, and best practices. The reimagined department will proactively build community with our BHA residents and leadership to prevent crime and ensure that everybody is safe across all of our BHA sites. This approach and the best practices here really align with the recent contract that we've been celebrating that the city reached with our largest police union, the Boston Police Patrolmen's Association, which was ratified by rank and file earlier this week and delivers the highest standards of community policing across the nation. So with the department that we are continuing to build here, and with the many, many changes and investments that we're making and partnerships that we're building across the city, I know that we'll continue to work together to ensure that our residents feel safe and at home in every part of our community. The BHA Police Department will be centered right here at their newly renovated headquarters. We finished the renovations just in time to welcome some of our newest officers, and as mentioned, we've more than doubled the number of officers on the BHA police force since 2020 and are going to keep going with that kind of growth. I am so grateful to everyone here for making this vision a reality, and as we cut the ribbon on this new BHA Police Headquarters, we're also kicking off a new day for Chief Benford's role with the city and a brighter, safer future for all of our residents. We want to make sure that every opportunity the city has really starts with the families we know best, those Boston Housing Authority families who we are proud and honored to be in such close connection with. And so whether that is in terms of community safety and opportunities here, or in the investments that we're making for comfortable green infrastructure, that has to start with BHA. Thank you so much. Okay. Now we'll hand it over to Chief Benford.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Good to see everyone today. Wasn't quite expecting that. Jim Lee, come here to do the work, and certainly not, not averse to accepting kind words, and I do really appreciate it. But I am truly committed to doing the work, and hopefully that is evidence, through the body of evidence that we have here today with all of you here today. I want to start by thanking Mayor Wu for her trust and confidence in me in serving in both roles. I greatly appreciate it. It has been certainly the honor of my career to serve under her leadership, particularly as we look towards the 21st century around climate, around equity, and a host of other platform items that are critical to moving this city forward. I also want to thank you, Mayor, for your confidence in the BHA Public Safety Department and the Police Division. It's been many, many decades, if ever, that we've had this type of investment, this type of inclusion, this type of recognition in the overall agenda around public safety in the city. So thank you very much for that. I also want to recognize Administrator Bok. the staff of the BHA Public Safety Department, both the police and the Senior Safety Division, as well as Commissioner Cox for his tremendous support from the top down over at BPD. There are officers here from the district that did not have to be here today, but it is evidence of our relationship building in the work that we're doing collectively, particularly at the operational level with the officers. So thank you all for being here. And I also want to recognize the BHA community writ large. I was here on Saturday morning at 7 o'clock to see the work being done to get ready for today. Been here late days, early mornings, late days with the staff that did the work in getting this building ready. Rondi, the capital construction team, the operations team, all of those different stakeholders that played a role in getting this building ready. Thank you. And certainly, not least, the community. We do this for the community. We do this in partnership with the community. At the end of the day, that is who we're in service to. So thank you for your partnership. Most importantly, thank you for your patience. I went on a tour in 2021 and 2022 and meeting with as many community groups as I could to ask for their patience and understanding, to let them know that we do have a plan. It's going to take us working together, and it's important that we recognize you as a critical and the most central stakeholder in the work that we do. I just want to briefly mention, so as not to get too long-winded, as was mentioned, we embarked on a stabilization and a growth plan over the last 3 years, and that's really what it was. It was really stabilizing the department, focusing on staffing, focusing on budget discipline, focusing on reform, so that we were ready to meet the moment in the 21st century. As we think about 2024 and beyond, it really is about alternatives in the policing model, thinking about the 3 Ps, partnership, prevention, and problem solving. And as we implement our engagement team model for policing, we're looking to make arrest the least desirable option. How do we work together to look at alternatives? How do we work together to look at restorative justice and how they play a critical role in community building? And most importantly, how do we do this work through an equitable lens? Understand the communities that we serve, understand how they can help inform how we better police them in partnership with them. In closing, I want to again thank all of you, particularly the staff that does this work every day. I appreciate it. It doesn't go unnoticed. I try and reinforce my appreciation for the work that you do by emulating what you do. So thank you very much. I look forward to working in partnership with everyone and look forward to the difficult work but rewarding work ahead. Thank you. I'm going to turn it over to Matilda Drayton, our community member, who's going to come up to share some words. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. It's a pleasure to be here today due to the fact that we, residents of public housing, are the ones that reap the benefits for all of your hard work. And I just want to say thank you. As a resident of Boston Public Housing, I've been living in Alice Taylor for 40+ years. I am the mother of 3, in which I raised all 3 of my young ladies in public housing. And as people can know, that living in public housing can be a tedious place to live. But with the support of the Boston Housing and all the BHA staff, it has been a pleasure. And one of the things that I feel the most pleasantly that the BHA police is the kind of support that we all need in public housing. We need someone to be able to talk with us, listen to us, work with us, meet with us, and those are the things that make a public housing development thrive, and it makes us more appreciative of having the BHA and the BHA staff in our favor. And for that, I would like to say thank you from all of the residents of the Boston Housing Authority, and as the mothers in BHA, raising these kids today, you all going to be the strength, the support, the need, even the parents to allow these kids. And for that, I would like to say thank you. And as you know, I am the kind of person, if you know me, I will stop you on the street to say, I need your help. And that's what I would like for other BHA residents to do, so that we can get this BHA family stronger. The communication is there. Chief Bickford is amazing. I met with him in the past, and he educated me, so that entailed me to educate the residents of the BHA and Alice Taylor how the BHA Boston Police, how the BHA police system works. And for that, I would like to say thank you again. And I would like to say thank you to Ms. Kenzie Bok, our new administrator, Kate Bennett, the mayor, Cox, all of these people behind me that makes BHA public housing stronger. And that's one of the things that we need in public housing today. We need your support, your leadership, and your guidance. For that, I would like to say thank you, and that's it.
You know, I just want to say on behalf of the police department, I want to thank everyone in BHA, particularly all the officers, for the work that you've been doing through the years. I don't know if people can appreciate or understand the work it takes to actually get certified, post-certified, which all the officers in BHA are now. They've been very good partners with us in the past, and we can't do what we do without their help, particularly serving the residents of Boston Housing. And so we look forward to, you know, continuing that relationship, and I'm so happy that they have a home fitting of the work, the importance of what they do. So as always, police department is here to work with you, but congratulations to everyone in BHA. Thank you.
Three, two, one.